When I asked my next guest what sort of game he liked to play, his only comment was he liked mystery type shit. So tonight we play Mr. Jack Pocket, a game of cat and mouse. Can Sherlock Holmes track down Jack the Ripper before it's too late? Designed by Bruno Cathalis and Ludwig Malvag in 2010, it's a fun pocket-sized game. Joining me tonight is Christian Kloukinas, maybe. Christian is a senior film programmer at Village Cinemas. Christian, welcome.
Hello, pleasure to be here.
So, I'm playing Sherlock Holmes, Watson, and their dog Toby. You're playing Jack the Ripper. I played this game a couple of times, and I've just introduced you to it today. This is Whitechapel. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
These are the 9 suspects that Jack the Ripper could be. You can take your card. You can show the audience who you're playing tonight.
Not before I take a look, though. Ooh. All right.
Excellent. So you've got to try and escape me for 6 rounds. I've got to single you out. So we'll start playing. But Christian, tell me about your job, because it's kind of basically a very cool job.
Yeah, cool. So I'm the senior film programmer for Village Cinemas. Now, what is a film programmer? We are responsible for all the content, mainly films, that come across our screens. We're the gatekeepers of those screens, so we decide which films play, when, where, how often. That's essentially the crux of it, and we get to see the movies before they're released.
Nice. So you've got the next 2, and then I've got the last one. So I've revealed that you are not Joseph Lane with that card there.
Alrighty. So what am I gonna do?
So there's an element there that you are. So there's obviously a lot of knowledge about films, about genres, about what's popular or what you hope to be popular. But there's also obviously logistical and organizational sort of involved in the job as well, right?
Of course there is. Well, for starters, deciding what can fit in a schedule at any given cinema in any given week is a very fine art. There are so many different things to balance. How many sessions for films that released in previous weeks do we need to hold on to based on how well they've performed? How many sessions of the new releases do we need to accommodate? How big are we expecting those films to be? And how long are the films? How many sessions can you fit in any given cinema? And that's only some of the elements, but I don't want to bore you with all the technical details. But I don't want you to distract me from getting away from the law.
You've got 2 actions. We're in the age of streaming. We're also sort of getting to the point where there's too many streaming services, which is not great, but whatever. And so, do you think that does the cinema experience still have a valid sort of purpose of being in this day and age?
Absolutely it does. I mean, every generation has had its equivalent of a home entertainment alternative to the big screen. And every time cinema has survived, whether it was television, VHS, the internet, streaming, people always want to go to the movies. We had a huge scare with COVID. We were closed, reopened, closed, and then people being too scared to come back to the cinemas for a long time. But in the last 6 months or so, we've seen a huge appetite for people to return to the big screen. So I don't think that appetite is going to go away.
What I'm hearing is that if cinemas can survive Laserdisc, they can survive anything.
Damn straight.
Yeah. So we've done the 4 actions. So now we do the appeal for witnesses, where can any of my characters see who Jack the Ripper is pretending to be? Toby can see up here, and Watson can see down here. I managed to swap 2 around. That opened up the board a little bit.
Yep. Sherlock and co are good because you can certainly see the culprit.
Okay. So what that means is it's not... We've ruled out a couple of suspects. And we know that Mr. Jack is one of these, which means now I've won the first round because I've seen you. We flip these over.
You bastard.
Yep, exactly. And you've got the first pick, I've got the next two, then you've got the last one. So you can keep them all the same spot or move one of those characters. You can leave it in the same spot or move one or two for the dog. You can rotate 90 or 100 degrees or move Sherlock.
I want to move that damn dog.
Okay, well that's giving me a hint, but yep. I'm thinking maybe you're one of these.
No, I just want to get him out of any sort of line of sight. Enjoy that wall.
Yeah. So you talked about a little bit about what goes into your job, but so obviously predicting what an audience is going to like is a big part of the job and also a big challenge. And there's some things like, oh, the newest Spider-Man film is going to be popular. Let's play it a lot.
Look, the major films, it's kind of, a lot of the time they speak for themselves. It's the challenging and the more rewarding stuff is the mid-range to limited films because, you know, they've got more of a niche audience and you may love something and no one will want to see it, or you may hate something and people will come, and a lot of those just comes down to a mixture of how well do we think the distributor is selling the film, like how do the trailers play, how do the assets play, are the posters good, is the cast bankable, is it a great concept, and gut. You know, sometimes you see something and you just feel it. You're like, oh, I don't know, I reckon people are going to come and see this. Or, you know, you might have a bad feeling about something. The gut's not always right, but it certainly pays to have that, because if we let robots do the job, you lose that gut element, and that would not be good for the industry. Because film is a subjective art. Everybody has a different opinion on film. And that's why, you know, sometimes making a decision with your gut is important, because, you know, art isn't just numbers. So
speaking of gut decisions, you've got one rotation left to hide or to cut off a character.
Yeah, okay. So let us cut off.
What's it? Okay.
Yep.
So then we go to the appeal to witnesses. Toby can see this gentleman. Sherlock can see here, and these two are hidden.
Yes.
Is Mr. Jack in sight?
No, he is not.
Okay. So we know it's not this, and it is not this, and it's down here. So you win this round. I'm already seeing here. So
I don't know if there was anything I could do about that.
I'm just going to do this in case that makes it easier next turn, in case I'm wrong. Okay, so then we go to appeal to witnesses. Is this you?
No, it is not.
Okay. However, that means at the end of the appeal for witness rounds, there's one character remaining, which is the Bobby. We know it's you, which means we have found out who Mr. Jack is.
I'm afraid that is correct. Sergeant Goodley.
Sergeant Goodley. Well, that was Mr. Jack, and that was Christian. Thank you very much for coming down, having a chat about sort of some behind-the-scenes movie stuff.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been good. Good to play and good to chat.
Always a pleasure, Liam. Yeah. And, you know, if I don't see you soon, hopefully I'll see you at the movies.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you.